Good morning. I'm Brad Pitt. And I'm not Brad Pitt. If you don't already know, my name is Jimmy Riley, and I am battling multiple myeloma, as evidenced by the ribbon on my very dumb hat. A hat that looks like an old fisherman's cap that was thrown in the garbage, but this hat's been with me since almost day one when I was diagnosed, and it's not going anywhere, so I apologize if the hat offends you. I'm here for an update. Today we start phase 2, which is the process leading up to the stem cell transplant. That's not to be confused with a bone marrow transplant. This process uses my own stem cells, and so I don't have to take any of your body parts. Thank you very much for offering. But phase 1 was a series of chemo drugs, Revlimid, Velcade, Zometa, and while it was a little bit rough, I think this cancer is a nasty little bastard because it's rougher on the people around you than it is on you. I would go for chemo and see some people who really are suffering, and I would just kind of suck it up because it really hasn't been that bad. I've had to do things like struggle to maintain weight, which means I eat a lot. And if you know me, you know that food and I go hand in hand. Pain really hasn't been an issue. I've mostly used Advil or Aleve just to get through the day, and nothing more than it's just not agony. It's minor discomfort at best. But the doctors and the nurses who offer the care at this level are just phenomenal people. They offer compassion without fail. They're people like we are, and I'm sure they have their own bad days. I remember in particular going for chemo shortly after Hurricane Sandy. I'm in a room with nurses whose homes were beat up just as badly as the rest of ours. But yet there they were, smiling and offering snacks. Snacks are good. Snacks are really good. It was like a restaurant where drugs are on the menu instead of food, and the care was just phenomenal. I used the Regional Cancer Care Network. Dr. Kunameni is my lead oncologist, and I can't say enough about them, how great they've been to me. I don't want this video to go on for days, but I would be very remiss if I didn't say thank you to a whole lot of people who have just been so kind. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, but I'm not going to question it because it's really gotten me through every single day. You send a text message, you send a Twitter message, you put a Facebook post, and you might think it doesn't matter. Well, I can tell you it does matter, because every single day one of you has done something to brighten it up, and yeah, you carried me through. The gifts, the kindness, the cards. I love cards. I love cards. I love presents. Who doesn't love presents? But mostly I just love the support and kindness and thoughtfulness that I've encountered, because this cancer sucks. Having to pick up the phone and tell my parents about this was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. And of course, sitting down with the children is something a parent shouldn't ever have to do. But the response has just been so great. My family's been a rock, and I could not have done it without them. I couldn't do this without a lot of people. You took the time to make sure that I'm okay, and here I am. I am okay, wearing my dumb hat, and planning on wearing that dumb hat for a very long time. Today I'm going to Hackensack University Hospital, which is surprisingly in Hackensack, New Jersey. I'm due there at 11, so I'm going to keep this short because you don't want to be late for somebody who's going to be sticking a needle in you. Yeah, they have the upper hand there, but the outlook is such that we're going to do the transplant. and I'm going to get on with my life, and cancer's not going to win. Um, I feel pretty strong, and I feel a little bit like a tough guy because this cancer is pretty nasty. It hurts a lot of people, and in my case, it hurt mostly the people around me because I can't say that I've suffered too much. Maybe one bad day a week, which is a pretty good deal considering what I see when I go for my own chemo treatments. There are some people out there who really are suffering. So if you have someone in your life who is fighting cancer, remember that those little things matter a whole lot. The world gets to be a very little place when you're sick, and the little things really do make a difference. I think the biggest troubles I've faced is the occasional ache and pain. Advil, Aleve, pretty much take care of it, and there are medicines for those days where it's a little bit rougher. I've had to struggle to maintain weight, which means I've had to eat a lot, and if you know me, that's not a problem. Food and I are hand-in-hand partners, and being told that you can eat anything you want, well, I can't think of that as too bad. Waking up in the morning's been great because people like you have taken the time to send a message, leave a voicemail, make a phone call, and it's really made a difference. You don't think it does, but like I said, the world gets to be a very small place, and when I get a card in the mail, I love cards, or I get a Facebook message or a Twitter message or a phone call, it really has made the difference between a good day and a bad day, and I can't thank you enough. I'm going to stop now because I have to get ready. You don't want to be late. Like I said, if they have a needle, you better be on time. We're going to do a whole series of tests today, and it probably goes from 11 till 6. And then a week from Monday, I'm going to go get the port put in, the PICC line or whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to start with the chemo. That should go about a month. And then I'll be admitted into that Hackensack hospital to actually do the transplant. So there'll be one more dose of chemo. That's a drug called melphalan, if I'm not mistaken, and that's the one that'll make the head all shiny underneath here. I mean, I've been keeping it pretty short so that when it falls out, it doesn't make a big mess. But I think the worst is over. And I couldn't have gotten to this point without you, and if you're watching this, you're probably one of those yous that I'm talking about, so I thank you, and I love you all, and we'll be back with a few more of these video updates, but until then, I hope you have as great a day as I'm going to have, and I'll see you all soon.